What's up, YouTube? This is Caliber. We're going to be talking about the top things on my stream that I noticed that people are missing. So we're going to hop right in here. We're going to talk about some of this stuff. Hopefully this video helps you out. I do a lot of account reviews for people. I get to see a lot of what people are doing on their accounts, and there's a lot of stuff that people miss from the get-go because they think it's unimportant, and it's very important, more than they realize. And I'll go over the reasons why. All right, first and foremost, do your labs. Do your labyrinths, guys. All right, you get 3 tokens. You start off with 3 lab tokens, guys. 3 lab tokens. You want to make sure you do zone 1 through 5 on labs 1 and labs 2. You want to make sure you knock out all that stuff. Make sure you're knocking your lab tokens down every day. It can stack up to 3. You get 1 a day. Okay, and you're like, well, Caliber, why do I want to run labs 1? It's only level 22 gear. I got better gear from this event. Why would I run this? Well, you're not running it for the gear drops in here. You're not running it for that cheap level 1 bone ring that just dropped there. You're not running it for that stuff. You're running it for the golden chest. And these golden chests have such great pieces of gear on them. Like, I can't even stress how important this gear is for you. There's a few things that, I had 2 different accounts, and there's 2 things that made my accounts really shine. One was I did labs. 2 was the Abyss. You can get yourself an Abyss set, and you can get yourself a lab set, a couple lab sets, gearing up approximately 3 characters. So this golden chest here, you're going to come in here. You're going to find the golden chest in these corners, these dead ends. Usually there's 1 golden chest per area. Once you grab that golden chest, you're going to open up the map and look for the next area you need to go to. Area 2, Swords of the Training Ground. Grab the golden chest, move on to the next area, unlock the next area. That's all you need to do. Don't worry about 100%ing. You can come back and 100% this later. The gear is more important than anything. Yeah, 100% more important than anything. Grab up that gear. It's really good gear. For example, that one I just showed you, I believe the spear drops there. Really good spear, level 42 spear. I mean, like that's really gonna set your character apart, from the rest. Right here, this is another piece of equipment that drops in there. The sword of the sacred hero. Let's go over some of this stuff real quick. Olbert's helmet, boom, another piece that drops in labs, really good. What makes lab gear so good is, for the most part, it has the right stats you need for characters. Attack, critical, hit chance, effectiveness. Just really depends on where it rolls. Helmet of Sacred Hero, another drop in there. Really good piece of helmet. Maybe for like a defensive type unit. Let's go in here. Armor of the Sacred Hero, another drop in there. These are all really good pieces of equipment. If you're not grabbing these, as a new player, you're missing out. This necklace, critical hit chance necklace. Sometimes those are hard to come by. Boom, right there, you get one. It doesn't matter where this gear drops. Look at this ring right here. Attack percentage ring right there. Critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and effectiveness. Really good ring. Boots, boom. Boots of the Sacred Hero. Like I said, really, really good pieces. So make sure you are doing Tyrael Castle of Chaos, the Great Farch Labyrinth. All right. These 2 matter a lot. Okay. Nyx Sanctum is on the so-so meter. All right. The amount of work you're going to put in Nyx Sanctum versus the gear drops, it is quite a bit. Now, if you have the lab tokens, might as well do it. Might as well burn it down. You'll probably get some decent farms from raids if you can do raids. But if not, Nyx Sanctum works. Some of the drops from Nyx Sanctum, I'll show you. They're on the destruction side. People feel like they should farm Nyx Sanctum. Don't worry about farming it. Just complete it. That is not the necklace, is it? Yeah, that's the necklace right there. That's one of the necklaces that drops in there. I think this is one of the last pieces you can get in that labyrinth. It's so-so. It's a critical hit chance necklace that has health, defense, speed, and effectiveness. It doesn't have all the stats I would like for a destruction piece, to be honest. I mean, they're not bad stats, but they're not the stats I would aim for a DPS. Um, and then you have this sword that drops in there. So you have a few pieces of gear that drop in there. Depending on where they roll at is, how good it's going to be, really. So Nick Sanctum is a lot of work. It's not a lot of bang for your buck, but there's a little bit of bang there. All right, so that being covered, let's talk about upgrading equipment. All right, first and foremost, when you're enhancing equipment, guys, this number right here, it goes by threes. So every 3+3 you do, you get a stat in this area right here, the health, attack, speed, critical hit chance. You're going to get something there. Every +1 you do, you're going to get the main stat. All right, so that's very important. All right, so +3 in these to +9 is about a good place to go with most pieces of equipment. You can go +12. Going +15, only do that to really, really good pieces of equipment that you're trying to complete a set on. Something that's going to set your character apart from the other ones. If you have a weapon that rolled flat stats multiple times, don't do it. Don't +15 it. You'll regret it in the long run. The amount of gold it takes. Gold is a commodity in this game, man. Just don't do it. Typically, you're looking for percentage stats here, guys. Percentage stats. So keep that in mind. Percentage stats are better than flat stats, except for speed. Speed's just good all the way around. All right, so that being covered, we were talking about the Abyss, guys. Make sure you're going into this Abyss. All right. I can't stress this enough. Go into the Abyss. Complete the Abyss. It is 100% worth it. There's some really good sets of gear in here. I think it's like, it's like in the floor 30s. You start getting the Blood Bleast armor. It's level 57 lifesteal armor. So you get that set, boom, you get that on the character. It's going to be really good for your character. Lifesteal is basically good on any character you throw it on DPS wise. It doesn't matter if they're best in slots destruction or not. Lifesteal is just going to be a solid piece of equipment to throw on anybody until you can build up that perfect set you want. So look at that stuff. Try to get to floor 32 as quick as possible. Floor 32, is it? Yeah, try to get to floor 32 as quick as possible. Pick up that lifesteal set, and definitely start enhancing that to +9, depending on where your stats go on it. So make sure you're going in there and doing the Abyss. If you're unable to complete the Abyss, make sure you are burning your stigma and your gold. You're getting that stuff for purifying. I'm not going to do floor 83 today, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit purify here. Boom, I just got some money, some stigma for it. Floor 83 is still there. I can do it anytime I want. All I did was burn up my tokens for the day, so I won't be able to play it anymore today. But floor 83 is still there for me to play with. People are under the impression if you purify, it skips the rewards. That's not the case, guys. That's not the case, all right? Other things to cover, man. I think I covered a good majority of things. But especially as a newer player, like I spoke of how good the golden chests are in Labyrinth. World golden chests aren't half bad either. They're not the best, but it's an upgrade's an upgrade, right? So for example, like 9.7 here, as you saw, it has that little Labyrinth emblem right there on the top right hand corner there of this 9.7 Researcher's Defense. You click on it, it's going to be a lab. There's going to be a golden chest in there. Now, if there's a golden chest in the area, the quest right here is going to say open a golden chest. Very important to keep that in mind. When you see that, you know there's a golden chest in there. You know there's going to be a decent piece of gear in there for the most part. You might as well go for it. You might as well get it. You're going to level yourself up. Get some extra levels, get some extra goals, some extra XP, whatever. And also pick up a golden chest, which is going to help you complete 10-10 in the long run. So keep that in mind when you're passing these areas that have that. Always go over to them, take a look, and be like, hey, does it have a golden chest I should be searching for? Other than that, I think that about covers it, guys. I think that about covers it. Those are some of the top things I've run across. Um, we can talk about hunts real quick. Let's talk about hunts. So Wyvern 11 is currently the meta. Everybody wants to farm it. So let's talk about 1 through 10 first. 1 through 10 is a different beast altogether. Once you start getting to the higher end of things, the Wyvern starts casting double fireball on you and double fireball on any of the four characters you have. So there's two ways to combat this. One of them is if you put two dots on him, um, you have two dots on him when it's his turn. He's only going to do one fireball, which allows most of your team to live. Option, so people use characters like Surin, Cigarette, Arminthia, people that could apply those debuffs up to make sure he's not going to double fireball you. That's option one. Option two is create the Bruiser team. Bruiser team consists of characters usually around the 10k hit point range that can take a couple fireballs to the face. Maybe you're running a tank in there with Arius, a Craw, something to make you live through all that. That is an option too. They changed it up recently though. Hunt 11, the Wyvern gets combat readiness every time that a non-ice unit churn is. I think churn is over, or attacks, or churn is over. I think every time they take a churn. So, anyways, it's like 15% combat readiness. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up, and you take triple fireballs to the face, and he only attacks the tank slot. So keep in mind when you're building a team for this stuff, your team that you're going to use for 11 is not going to be the team you're going to use for 10 and 9 and 8 and all that. So eventually think further down the line, if you want to farm gear from here, units like, and I say this one because a lot of people, speed is just a set that's used on so many different units. It's just the most commonly farmed. Keep in mind units like Angelica, Craw, Tywin, Defense Breakers, Karen, Terranor Guard, Luna. Keystay is another good DPS on that. Just keep in mind characters like that. You got to make it a super beefy team. Eventually, try working towards that. Start strategizing. Hey, these are the characters I kind of want to try to work towards, for you can knock out two birds with one stone. But yeah, it's going to take you time to get there, guys. It's going to take you time. I spent 2 weeks trying to fine tune a team because I had no ice units when this came out, before I could actually farm it effectively. So, other than that, guys, I think that about covers it. We covered the hunts, we covered labyrinths, abyss. Don't need to cover spirit altar. Do make sure you're enhancing your characters, guys. Hold off on using your Molagors unless you're completely sure you're going to use that character. And speaking of, let's talk about who should I level up, right? That's the biggest question I have, and a lot of times they're like, "Hey, Caliber, I have Luna. I just 6-starred Luna. She's my first 6-star. Who should I 6-star next?" A lot of people tend to run what we Soul Weaver tanks. It's one of the most common tank in the game is a Soul Weaver tank. If not, you see people running like Crawl and stuff like that as a tank. But unless you actually have like a super beefy tank like Crawl, usually most people go for Angelica. Her stats are insane. Like compared to other tanks, some other tanks she has like 100 more defense, which is bizarre. But whatever, it is what it is. So it helps you out with 6-star and wise. So usually what I recommend, 1 DPS first. I always do that 1 DPS because that 1 DPS is going to help you farm a little bit quicker. It doesn't have to be a farm unit. It just has to be a DPS unit. The next one I recommend doing is a healer tank. Angelica is a good option. Tamarine would be a good option. Tamarine would be a good option. Maybe even a Katie's. Destina was my first one. Make sure you focus on those two characters. You pick the healer, the Soul Weaver of your choice that you really enjoy. Preferably one that's hit point based because you're gonna get more bang for your buck. Focus on that one. Focus on that one. Focus on your DPS, and then slowly start branching out. The worst thing you can do is end up in a situation like this where you have all these characters that are geared, but like they're not in any good shape. This Kiris is garbage. This Ren is garbage. This Jack needs a little work. This Assassin Coley, I'm trying to get her geared back up. This Kitty Clarissa is doing pretty terrible. This is one of the things that I run across the most is people have so many units that are geared out, and they don't have one good unit. So make sure you focus on those two units and slowly start branching out. If you're not completing sets, that's fine. You don't have to complete sets. You just want you just want equipment that has the good stats on there. All right. I think that about covers it, guys. So yeah, that about covers it. So yeah, hit that like button, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. Let's try to put Caliber on the map, right, on YouTube. That's something I've tried doing a while back ago. Kind of slacked off on, so let's try putting me on the map, the YouTube map. Follow me on Twitch TV, Caliber. Follow me on Twitter at CaliberTTV. And follow me on Discord. I have a Discord channel, guys. We're constantly helping people in the Discord channel talking about things and all that good stuff. So I will catch you guys later. You guys have a good one. Peace out.